My name is Mrigank Tripathi. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Flight Mobile Apps. I will try and not let you guys sleep today, because I know after everything that's been said, I have a very tough task set up in front of me to meet up with them. But I'll try my level best. This is all of us, right? We're always selling something or the other. I know that I'm selling to corporates, I'm selling to my operators, I'm selling to my clients, I'm selling to my employees. I'm definitely always selling to my wife. That I can see more time to do that. But there's always a lot of things in all of us, and fundamentally, I think we all understand what it takes to sell. I think we all fundamentally understand what is needed to be able to sell. But let's look at it in a slightly more structured manner. Let's answer a few questions. So, what do you want? And that could be a partner sales guy, that could be your own income street, that could be an enterprise sales guy. What do you want a sales guy to train on? Anyone?
Products.
Okay. Products.
Sell product.
Sorry.
Sell product.
Okay. Anybody else? Behavior. Okay. Anybody else?
Process.
So, a lot of things, right? You've got product training, you've got language, you've got communication, you've got selling skills and processes, you've got compliance as per company, you've got best practices, you've got best case studies that you want them to all be on. Broadly, I'd say these are the areas that you want people to be trained on, right? Your feet on street, your enterprise sales guys. Why do you want him to be trained on? That's a very straightforward question, right? You want to make more money, right? What is the real problem? And I can tell you what the real problem is, because I've been doing sales for the last 14 years, so I can tell you what the real problem is. The problem is that we're all over damn confident. We don't want to be trained. We know exactly what has to happen. मुझे पता है कि मेरे customer क्या चाहिए. आप मुझे बताने की जरूरत नहीं, मैं timer बेच रहा हूँ. And I believe that I'm a natural born seller. I can sell you the skin off your back. I can guarantee you that I can sell it to you better than you are getting it right now. That's my problem. And that's what is actually, the whole bane of sourcing. So I'm not going to talk about, what have we done, because we are not in the business of, providing trainings. I'm not going to talk about, some of the frameworks and stuff. I'm just really going to take you through a simple process of what we really do. But what does it really take for you to do a training? And, are there trainers over there? People who've actually trained this? I'm sure there are. Yes, okay, great. So please correct me if I'm wrong in this. But firstly, just following a simple process. Firstly, you will make or get a training, in terms of an actual PPT or what the structure is. You will then intimate all the trainings, and that must look something like this, right? You have to send out emails, you send reminders, you send an SMS, you tell the branch manager that you get them over there. Then if they're not there, then you follow up again, all that stuff. You have to travel a lot of times, right? Long queues. Somebody lost his boarding pass, or to get up at 6 in the morning, take that flight over a weekend, all that sort of jazz. And then finally you take a train. And that's somewhat what it would look like. Pretty sure. Because I've sat through some of these trainings myself as a sales guy. I was on the other side of the lucky guy. And that's what it pretty much sort of looked like at that time. But what does a normal type of training result in? So once you've done all this great stuff, what will it result in? Really receptive audience, right? That's what's going to happen. I mean, no disrespect to anyone's training skills, but let's face it. I know I used to do this, so I'm just assuming that it will happen. Internal politics. You took my sales guy away from his important sales call. That's why I'm not meeting my damn targets, and you are to blame. Has anybody heard that before? Has anybody heard that before? Cost reduction. I'm sure you'll agree that when you have the travel cost, the lodging cost, the logistics cost, location set up करना है, सबको बुलाना है, खाना खिलाना है, trainer को set करना है, सब कुछ करना है. So there is a significant amount of cost, and of course then on top of that there is the opportunity cost. And of course there's the progress tracking. You are able to completely track the progress of every single guy who's taken the training always through this attendance register. Because that's all that they will assign. If I wanted to take a dipstick poll right now, all of you sitting over here, what all has gone into you, I wouldn't be able to do it. Maybe I will talk to you, or to you, or to you, but not to, let's say, if there are 100 people over here, I cannot physically take a dipstick like everyone. Apart from the last assessment that we taken, which will all be done with I've done that again, so I'm saying that. I'm a sales guy, I know how to game the system, right? That's what always happens. But let's move on. So these are some about myself. So I'm a sales guy. I've said that enough times already. I'll say it once more. I'm a sales guy. And this was my first job. I was selling this. You know what this is? So this is the material that is used to retread tires. Right? And I was selling it in a country called Indonesia. That was my first job out of college. Out of college, I'm this 21-year-old, and I think I'm a catch whisker, and I'm put into this industry where I have to go in and I have to sell retreaded rubber or retreading rubber to tire manufacturers, or that's not tire manufacturers, to fleet owners of large trucks who got like unions and like that, or to large conglomerates where the CEO is the all defining guy. And I learned a lot on the job, but just as a bit of trivia, did you know that only three out of the 100 flights which you've taken have actually landed on absolutely new tires? Did you know that? Anybody knew that? 97% of all tires have been treaded in the airline industry. It's the largest. This is just some trivia. By the way, just to put your mind at ease, it's also as safe, so don't worry about that. There is no problem. So yeah, I would have loved to actually know even this when I was sitting in front of some of my clients. But I didn't have this information. Why? Because obviously some internet whatever I got to know was from my boss, and that was backslapping basis with no sort of formal training and stuff. The other important milestone was, even though what that phone is, of course I'm not getting money, but that phone, that's what I was selling at a specific point in time. So right in the initial days when the 0.95 offer had come out, in 2002, is when I was doing a lot of sales, retail sales, corporate sales, selling this mobile connection to a lot of corporates or a lot of individuals, and they were pursuing back at that time, but then after everything got so that was another important sales point. And I'm going to just sort of talk about it. What would I have wanted at that time as a salesman? What would I really, really love to have through both of these experiences? First is, please don't waste my time. My time is money for me. I'm a sales guy. मुझे अगर बाहर आप भेज रहे हो तो please just get off my back. I will come back to the business. Don't bother me with anything. If you can give me something that can aid me in that, I'll hug you. I will kiss you. Well, not kiss you, but I'll hug you and really, really like you. But don't waste my time, for sure. Second is, this is the typical way in which a sales guy sells even today. Your feet on street today will move around with sheets of paper, and he will say, "Sir, ये policy. Sir, ये रहा आपका वो document. Sir, आपको ये form भरना है. Sir, आपको ऐसा करना है." Am I right? Broadly, would you guys agree with that? If I could actually have all that information in real time, now just think of this. I was talking to the Airtel folks sometime back, and they said that if they could just train their point of sale on how to fill a simple customer application form correctly, just that one simple activity, ये form कैसे भरना है, that would save the company about 350 crores a year. A year. Forget about the fact how many new products or new scratch cards they launch every week or every month. Forget about the fact how many new SIM cards they launch. Forget about the festival offers. All of that has to percolate down to their 1.2 million points of presence across India. That's a tough ask to do it every week. Right? How do you do that? It's almost next to impossible to do it. Definitely not in this specific manner with your sheets of paper over here. I want to do it when I want to do it. You give it to me, I will do it. I promise you. If that's the requirement. You give it to me, and मैं करूँगा. Yes, if you have your star trainer, let him teach you. You think I'm a shoddy guy? Why should I be trained by the guy who's sitting in Ahmedabad? Why shouldn't I be trained by the key guy who's sitting in Bombay? Why am I meant to come here? No, I'm back to this company. That's what every sales guy wants. I'm not saying that, right? That's what every sales guy wants. Every sales guy wants, if you're really going to train me, then train me from the best. Others don't train me. I understand what that is. One very, very key issue that used to happen is that before every client interaction or every distributor interaction that I used to have, I wanted to have some refreshers. The latest product, what was that? 15% था, 17% था, 16% था, I just forgotten that. What was it? If I can have it at that time when I'm out in the field, how did I do that at that time? I call up my sales manager and sales manager say, "Yeah, थोड़ी देर रुक जाओ, then you SMS me back while I'm halfway through that meeting, and then the whole flow is going as a sales guy. I'd love to have it, but that's not available. And finally, if I'm the IT company today, how are you going to make it into a beautiful small? Every single sales guy is extremely selfish. Every single sales guy wants to be the beautiful small. He in his heart of heart, he understands that maybe he might be unproductive today. And if you can actually somehow help him, apart from your product trainings, apart from your sort of your compliances and stuff, to become that beautiful swan, he can be the ace performer. He will love you till he will love you. I still love my sports, which didn't, at least that's what I believe. But I was definitely happy about that. So, how does all that happen? I mean, what all is needed for that? Anyway, just to cut to the chase, Applied Mobile Lab, we've been in the space of mobile learning for about 4 years. I'm not going to try and do a hard sell over there, but this is what we do, so this is what we do. We've been in the mobile learning space for 4 years. We're the largest in India today. And we understand the space very well. Till date, we've interacted with about 8 million end users, and they've used our platform from a voice perspective, from a web perspective, from an app perspective, from a text perspective, what have you. We work with Airtel, we work with Docomo, we work with Safaricom in Africa. Some of our enterprise relationships, just to name a few. We have been awarded all of these awards, including we've been the top 5 at the GSMA, which is literally like the Oscars of the telecom world. We've finalisted the Mobile Premier Awards. We've won the Red in Asia as well as the Red Global Awards. We won the M Billion 3 times in a row. We've been the top 10 amongst national companies. So, rest assured, I know what I'm talking about when I say that we know mobile learning. We believe that mobile is a solution to do better, more effective training, and I say that because I've been pretty much the product manager of this platform. This is really what's happening, right? And there's no surprises here, I'm sure. You all know what this is. The desktop is very limited growth, the tablet is higher growth, but obviously smartphones are completely overshooting. It's said that by 2016, 67% of all handheld devices will be smartphones across the globe, not just in India, across the globe. In India, maybe a bit lesser, but across the globe, there will be the percentage. Even more so in India. Why is this relevant? This is a global stat. Not sure if you all sort of aware of this, but let me sort of explain this a bit more. You see the green line at the bottom? Can you see the green line at the bottom, everybody? That is the global usage of the web from their mobiles, from mobile devices. You see the blue line on top? That is the global usage of the web from the desktops. So obviously there's a huge diversity for what difference. But the reality is that India is this. Already. And we've been this way since July of last year. So in July of last year, the mobile usage overtook, the mobile web usage overtook the amount of usage that is happening from big screens. And that gap is now extending. There is a cyclic reaction over here. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but around March it always dips. Why is that? Any guesses? Exactly. So anyway, they're all moving into this direction. Right? And the mobile web is there, it's only going to sort of increase. Why does it make sense? I've been hopping about it. Why does it make sense? For me, I can actually get consistent and uniform training anywhere I am today. But even if I'm posted to, let's say, Kohima, I'll still get the training of the guy who's sitting here in Bombay. It's all mobile, right? What all can I do? Everything. It's cost effective. That guy won't have to travel all the way to Kohima to train me, and then all the effect that's there. Our platform, I believe, is the only platform that actually allows for pure voice-based, pure web-based, pure app-based, pure text-based training, whichever medium you want to use, you can choose, no problems. Like I said, you can do remote trainings. There's no physical resource required. No physical classroom, no physical monitors, everything's on. Best-in-class experts, I've already mentioned that. You can host multiple trainings. This would be very useful for me as a sales guy. If I'm going into a client pitch, and this is a large enterprise client, if I were to go to, let's say, Dr. Reddy's, right, and I were a telecom guy from Reliance, I'd love to know, I can send him a VPN, I can send him this, I can send him that, and here is all सर ये आपको भी दिखाता हूँ. This is what it is. The kicker though is this part, this centralized progress monitoring. Centralized. You can have it decentralized as well. It's as per required. So your training guys can actually do it from wherever it is. So we really devised a solution. Again, because I've been investing more of this is why we sort of moved down this path. I don't believe that the classroom-based training can be completely wiped out. It's not possible. But what we break it down is try to do is replicate what you do offline onto the mobile. How? In the offline world, you have content. And that content could be of any format. It could be a video, it could be audio, it could be text, it could be DVD, it could be PDF, it could be Word, whatever. Put it up on the platform, doesn't matter, our platform will handle it. Then let's see how a real life classroom actually pans out. So I'm the expert. Everybody will have some sort of content on their desk. They will go through the content. You have the content that's available on the platform, right? Then after that, you and I are going to interact. I'm the live expert. You're the trainees. We have a live chat session, right? Between you guys are going to start talking. We have to do something else. You can have a live peer-to-peer interaction. After that, you can have assessments, right? Basis your last time, then you can have tips and alerts which are to keep on coming through on your mobile itself. And finally, for you, there is tracking and assessment, right? You have the delivery engine. You can choose how you want to deliver it, only over text, only over video, or only over voice. You have the customer engine, so you can actually set rules defining what you want to do. For example, we worked with this large telecom operator. They had a solution called a bus tracking system which they had to take out, and they had 25 key account managers across 32 locations in 7 days. Is that possible? Humanly, maybe after spending a lot of time. But what they did was very simply put it up on the platform. In the morning, if I'm the key account manager, I got a message saying you have training to take down. Please log on. I know log on, or didn't log on. I logged on or didn't log on, my platform is tracking me. If I haven't logged on, in 5 hours later, it will send me a message, buddy, please log on, or I'll have to escalate this. And it will get escalated. Now, if I then once I log on, after that, and I've seen the training, then after that 2 hours later, I get a message of an assessment where you can take please take it down. It's all automated, it's all rule-based, right? So you set the rule. In that assessment, if you've got 80%, great, now you're free to go and sell. If you haven't got 80%, please get this live conference with the live expert when he will take you through the whole product and he will explain to you what has to happen and how it has to happen. And then you will be able to assess it, right? So we built in all of these modules and these rules to allow you to do that. And then of course the platforms are there for whichever. Just a few use cases. We've allowed for English learning over the mobile. This is a product that we have on our own called Niche on Mobile. Tell you the problem is very simple. Spoken English is something that everybody wants to learn. Nobody has the time, or you don't have the uniformity of learning. This is a pure voice and SMS-based system. We can also sort of test it out. Impact of 3,000 successful guys. Sales training for feet on street over mobile. So if you don't keep on changing, how do you keep on training them? Again and again. So just put up the training. Whenever the guy comes over, just give him the login. Whenever he needs, just take out the login. No problems. It's a completely web-based system. There's no application that needs to get involved. There's nothing that you need to do. You can just dial into the number. Just tell me what the number is. That's all that I want. Partisan, that's fine. Time to onboard, less by 60%. Cost down, less by 70%. Is that helpful? Yes, I think so. I'm a sales guy, sorry. Compliance training.
Apologies for the radio time.
Yeah, got it. One last one, I'm how many times has it happened that you sort of try to get your whole company to comply with, let's say, a specific training, and you've been chasing them, or your compliance team, your department, what if you would put it on the mobile? There is no escaping anyone now. Nobody can now turn around and say, hey, listen, I didn't have access to the internet, or I was sick, or I was out in the field. Sure. So you had your mobile, take that training. And it's again practical. Right? So we've done this over voice, we've done this over video. You can do complete courses. This is just an interface. You can actually log on to ml.amlp.com. So this is just a demo type of thing that we set up. This is the interface that you have. You have a full video-based system. You can do PDF, whatever you want. There are assessments over here itself. This can also be subjective. There are other possibilities. Cost of onboarding, product trainings, compliance trainings, assessments, feedback, testing, communication, coding, and the rest can go on. But I think I'll just stop over here because this time around he's letting me come here. But please, do experience it yourself. It's ml@amlpl.com. Log on from your mobile phone, you should be able to experience it. That's it from me. Do go through the content. I think you find it fairly useful. That's it from me. Happy